That was the one right there. That one was that swing. Which is quite interesting because it is no doubt about it. And we've done a lot of testing of a lot of different clubs today. Woods, hybrids, long irons. Miss has been right all day.
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a dive into a subject that occurs in every single one of our fittings. I think it's becoming more of a prominent topic, more of a metric that we give value and importance to. And it is sort of start direction of the golf ball via dynamic lie angle. You guys hear us talk about dynamic lie angle, whether it's woods. There's lots of flatter, drivers out there now that maybe QI10 LS, something like that, 54 degrees. There's some that are up in the low 60s. That's before you put the adjustable sleeve in them and really change them. And the benefit of that for the golfer is it's really enables you and us as fitters when we're helping you guys to offset specific issues in your golf game. So we're going to dive into that today. We're going to use an iron to demonstrate. And we're not going to be talking about static lie angles because ultimately the swing plus the club will deliver an end result. We're going to be talking about dynamically what the lie angle is. We're going to move the dynamic lie angle in 2-degree increments. What I think will be interesting, Mikey, as we go is how much does the swing try to override what we're doing to the club?
Right.
You might find that as you go flatter, you have to maybe move the club more, or maybe it's less. All that we're going to do is use the metrics within the quad to move that lie angle from 0, which we're going to hopefully start at, to 2 degrees upright and 4 degrees upright, 2 degrees flat and 4 degrees flat.
Cool.
Right, and along the way, we'll sort of chart how much statically we have to move the club, and let's see where we get to.
Love it.
Okay. Okay, Mikey, let's start off with 6 iron. Very close to my spec.
Yeah.
Not that it matters, right? We're calling this 0-degree dynamic lie angle. So let's establish that first.
You strike. Set of these in the bag. Good strikes.
Yeah, decent. Like you take a selection of shots from 180 yards, like that all day. Okay, we'll go to club. We've averaged out nicely we've managed to zero out, right? We're happy with that. There's no influence on the launch direction from the tilt of the loft.
Okay.
We're presenting that very flat, okay? Let's go make that dynamic angle 2 degrees upright dynamically.
Okay.
Okay, first change, moved it more upright. Again, we're not gonna get into. We will disclose at the end what the static measurements are, but it's irrelevant right now. We're just looking at dynamically what is the lie and what does it do to the ball.
Okay.
Heavy. Look how much loft I'm delivering today. Like a 27.
There you go.
Good, Mikey.
Sounded really good.
Yeah, solid. Yeah, we're moving the lie angle now, which is good. Club head speed stayed the same. Interestingly, strike has moved into a better spot.
Yeah, more consistent.
Yeah, more consistent. And more where I want to be. Let's look at ball data. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see certainly the change to start line. I don't have that miss as much.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go a little bit more.
4 up.
All right, Michael, we're entering Bryson DeChambeau territory.
I just saw you sit that down there for a second. I was, man, that's upright.
Yeah, looks a little different at address, that's for sure. For a guy who used to play his irons too flat, it looks different. Okay, let's see. Rock nice. 4.7.
Sounded good.
It's just Bryson and I just need our clubs upright, apparently.
The way forward. Those great strikes.
That was the one right there. That one was that swing. Which is quite interesting because it is no doubt about it. And we've done a lot of testing of a lot of different clubs today. Woods, hybrids, long irons. Miss has been right all day.
Yeah.
And the more upright we go, the less we see.
Those last few strikes have been really nice.
Yeah. It's coming in a bit, isn't it, as well? Okay, a little bit different. Let's see if we can get it back to 2 degrees down. Let's start to create a bit of a picture here on launch direction. Don't want to look at it just yet, but we could kind of see the direction of where this test is going.
A 4-degree up dynamic line angle was nice. Sounded power.
It was different, that wasn't it? Entering straight lines.
To me, it was a different sound.
Totally feels different. All right, Michael, the final bend. Looks a little different than it did 10 minutes ago.
No kidding.
So good.
Sounded crushed. 4 down. There she is. Strike.
Yeah, felt good.
Strike that iron nicely.
Good iron. Definitely think this is a good iron. All right, guys, really fun little test. Let's unveil them one at a time. 0 degree lie angle, ended up 0 degree lie angle. Quite nice. Centered in that nice sort of iron strike area ahead, a little bit of the lower side, quite like that. Really, really solid. Let's reveal the lie angle of that one. 64.
64.
64 to get that one. We went upright first. Interestingly, upright gave us this kind of higher strike in the head. 2 degrees upright. We had to get that, we had to go to
68.
We had to move that a lot to get it to go up that way. And then Well, let's look at the influence of that from a. Actually got it nicely online.
Yeah.
Then we went up to 70.
Yeah. When's the last time you fit someone a 70-degree lie angle?
24th and never. Actually, without really much of a fall off in performance. Lie angle for 4.6.
A lot. Strike came down a bit.
Yep. So just moved that kind of launch direction. Path was moving more to the right. Interesting. Whether that's just the lie angle being up, seeing it, the face point more left.
Trying to fight it a bit.
Start pushing again, guys. I can't emphasize if there's fitters watching this, or even instructors watching this, to be honest, understand how you can talk to your clubs to help them help your swing. That's a huge thing, you know. And anytime we've got someone with specific patterns, if we can lead them away from those patterns with their set makeup, encourage them to make a better swing, let's all do that.
100%.
It's for the greater good. Okay, we're heading in another direction. Okay, so we'll go from 0 again. We'll go 2 flat.
We took that all the way from 70 to 61 and a half.
That was a big change.
And strike sounded better.
Interesting, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what to you and I sounded like better strikes was more compression.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were getting lower dynamic loft, and
Makes
interesting
sense.
when we went 4 flat, we got even less dynamic loft again.
Yeah.
So talking about being able to compress those irons for players who maybe are adding too much loft and too much left of the face, a little bit flatter will help you get a little bit more lean into that shaft.
And that's from 61 and a half right to 60.
Yeah, I mean, we've ran 10 degrees. And we said that might be the case, that it's not going to be a 1-to-1 ratio. To move it one dynamically would not be one statically because of the influence, again, of how it looks.
Correct.
I think that, the club looking like it's sitting left versus looking like it's sitting down, it's going to make you do some different things. So if we kind of add it all in there, it actually wasn't a huge difference. I was adapting quite a lot as we went on. I think the biggest thing for me, Mikey, is looking at sort of the movement in dynamic lie.
Yeah.
Dynamic loft, sorry. Obviously, we've got the lie to change. What do we end up with? Yeah, we kind of, the more upright we got, the path went more right. As soon as we went back towards flat, it got neutral again.
Yeah, interesting. Good.
Angle attack didn't really do too much. No, didn't really do too much. Strike. Let's have a quick look at strike. Let's take out the 2 twos, leave in the extremes. Yeah, you would think that the more the toes on the ground, the higher it's going to move certainly the strike. The more we lift that toe, it's going to move that strike down a little bit. It did. Definitely did. What was the ball? Data's saying to us. Yeah. A little bit of dynamic loft and a little bit of strike height contributing to, a bit of a different spin window as well.
Had standard deviation on spin. Oh my God.
Yeah. We said that the flatter it sounded just like the ball was being punished, didn't it?
How
Like
you
that
want to hit it.
sound. Yeah. Like if you're using a forged iron, like make it sound like that.
Yeah.
That's it. Go and find yourself a nice hole in South Carolina with trees either side that gives you an echo.
Yeah,
And go and
listen
hit
to
a
that.
bag of those. You'll leave a happy camper. Okay, guys. Yeah, definitely an interesting test. Moving lie angle is not a 1-to-1 thing. I think that's why fitters understanding the golf swing in a 3-dimensional fashion. This is such a great trick to have up your sleeve. You start to see the world through a different lens. It's not just a case of you're doing this, go 2 degrees flat, you'll stop hitting it left. It doesn't going to work that way. There's 3-dimensional impacts on this. You move one thing, multiple things change with it, and I think that's what we've seen here. But the other part is as well, you can't say that leaving with 0-degree lie angle, so when the club is level to the ground, you can't say that that was the best outcome.
Correct.
That was the worst outcome.
Yeah.
In terms of the average dispersion. It was the most offline.
2-degree up was
Pretty
hang
good.
on.
Flat.
little left of it.
A little
But,
left of
I
it,
mean,
yeah.
pretty straight.
But again, a little bit toe down probably makes you feel like you've got to kind of work the face a little bit more. I think this is a process you guys should all go through. And I don't think you should stop at doing it with 1 iron. I think you can get away with doing it with 3. I think you can get away with doing it with like a 4, a 7, and a wedge and getting an idea of where the longest iron, the mid iron, and the short iron are. But I would definitely go and look at what your trends are. I'm a toe down guy, really toe down with wedges and short irons. I'm a slightly toe up player when it comes to long irons, and that's with a progressive set of lie angles. So I actually need to play my longs slightly flat and my short iron slightly up if I'm going to get something that kind of hits the ball online.
And there's nothing wrong with doing that.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Individualized golf clubs, why you've got 14. Make them do different things, have options within the bag. So working with a fitter, working with a sort of equipment aid, somebody who's an expert in that field who can guide you in the right direction, is where you're going to find an outcome like this.
Definitely.
Good stuff. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this. We really enjoyed diving into the complexities of club fitting, and this is one of them. When we start moving our clubs around a little bit and start looking at the non-linear nature of the result, it's really kind of what we enjoy doing. So I hope you guys do as well. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you again soon.